Hi, I'm Cheri Roman from Roman Agency, Inc. in Austin, Texas. Welcome to another segment of Insurance, Death, and Taxes. Today I'm going to talk about flood insurance. According to the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, 33% of heads of households in the United States falsely believe that their homeowner or their renter's policy covers flooding. Now, a standard property policy does not cover flooding. And for that reason, there's only like 18% of Americans who have flood insurance. Now, remember Hurricane Sandy and how horrible the flooding was? Do you know that most of those people did not live in a flood zone? And according to the government, 25% of the claims on average are filed by people who do not live in a high-risk flood zone. So you might want to look at getting flood insurance. Now, a common question people ask is, well, what's the difference between rain damage and flooding? With flooding, the waters are rising from the outside in, like from a storm surge or maybe a downpour of rain. But the thing to remember is it's rising water. Now, if we have a big storm and say your roof is blown off or some of the shingles come off and water comes in from the outside down and say your house floods, well, that actually would be covered by your homeowner policy. The National Flood Insurance Program actually issues flood policies, but those policies are sold through individual insurance agents, such as myself. Now, what people don't realize is that no matter who you buy flood insurance from, the rates are going to be the same because the flood insurance is issued by the government. And rates are relatively inexpensive if you don't live in a flood zone. And most people don't live in a flood zone, fortunately. For example, for $100,000 of building coverage and contents of $40,000, the annual premium is $310. For $150,000 of building coverage and $60,000 of contents coverage, the annual premium is $354. For $250,000 of coverage, and that's the maximum that you can get in the state of Texas, and $100,000 of contents coverage, the annual premium, if you don't live in a flood zone, is $412 per year. That comes out to be $34 per month. Now keep in mind, if your house is worth $250,000, and that's what your dwelling coverage is on your homeowner policy, you don't necessarily need that much flood insurance. And this is an amount that you can decide for yourself. I mean, if you only want $100,000 of flood insurance and $40,000 in property, that's your decision. Just think about it. If you have a two-story house or something and there are rising waters, probably your second story is not going to be damaged and your property up there is probably not going to be damaged. So you don't need the same level of coverage as you do on your homeowner policy. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or go to my website, send me an email, and I'll be happy to answer your questions in a future blog, or I'll talk to you personally. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you learned something about flood insurance. I'm Cheri Roman from Roman Agency, Inc. in Austin, Texas. Thank you.